Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5-minute meeting. All right. Ashland City Council meeting of August 16th, the city manager's report, he said, hey, new ambulances have arrived and $365,000 fire grant to buy breathing apparatuses came in. And the Reeder Reservoir is at 75%, and that's higher than last year's 66%. And 8 to 10 roads are getting chip sealed next week. And then public forum. Strap in. There's plenty. Bearded guy said, my wife and I are responsible for many art pieces in town, and I support the new art piece proposed a say their names sculpture there. And then a lady in glasses said, fire safety reports are great and we should prepare for fire. And then the 5G lady said, hidden EMF people are 10 to 20% of all citizens. That's electromagnetic frequency people. And she says, help people like us. And then a green-haired girl said, the say their names memorial is important. A physical representation of support for black people is important. And a lady with 3 kids, she brought up and she said, the say their names sculpture is important and racism exists in Ashland and opponents online are vocal and problematic. And then one of her kids said, art is important and more powerful than things in a book. And the kid number 2 said, art inspires me and I hope it inspires others. And the kid number 3 said, last summer we went on a Black History tour and it was important to me. And then a guy in a green cap said, this art has a lot of meaning and part of the common good between cultures. And a lady with long black hair said, diverting from white supremacy requires listening to black and brown-bodied people. Art is a significant way to shift a culture. And an online lady said, I was raised in Southern California in a mixed-race family, and I was on the committee that chose this sculpture, and it's fantastic and representative of our community. And then a guy online, I think it was the actual artist, he said, my intention is to bring conversations, to begin conversations and build bridges. And then 4 late speakers came up, and they all supported this Say Their Names sculpture. And then the consent agenda, liquor license was approved for Cocarina restaurant. That was all approved, and we went right, and then go right into, and then the advisory committee restructuring. The city manager said we had 17 commissions, and here's a draft resolution that consolidates a bunch of these to save on staff time. Oh, public forum. Here we go again. A guy in a baseball cap said, I helped create SEEP, Climate Energy Action Plan, and the new Climate SEEP committee isn't good enough. And a lady in glasses, she says, the past commission information has not been, in the past, commission information has not been clearly communicated to the citizens, and the Transportation Commission should be reinstated. And then a lady with glasses and hair, and she said, our social equity and racial justice commissions have already lost members due to the confusion because we don't even know what we're allowed to do. And then a lady in a black shirt, she's the co-chair of the commission, who wants to see that multiracial work goes forward. And then this one says, she goes, hey, council has talked about this for 2 years, but you know what we need? A deeper dive. That's right. We need a study session, talk about this some more, and then to reappoint all commissioners that are in limbo. And then this guy goes, here he is. He goes, yeah, we should have a study session. There's too many confusing parts to move. I move this discussion moves to September 20th, and we have a study session on the 14th. And this one says, I've been waiting to speak, and I have something to say. And then she said some random stuff, and then and this one says, in the meantime, okay, that's all okay. We're moving everything to September 20th, and in the meantime, I'm going to bring commission appointments to the next meeting. And then Croman Mill, the planning department guy, you remember the last meeting? They got knocked around a little bit, and he said DEQ assigned a new manager to the site, and no work is going to be done for the next 6 weeks due to fire, regarding the logs from trucks, boy, there's some numbers there. There's so vague numbers, and we've got this engineer on Zoom. He's here. And the other planning guy says, also there's a new webpage in Ashland, ashland.or.us/Croman. It's got all sorts of information for citizens and truck logs and potential building sites and all that stuff. And then this one says, hey, the only thing we're talking about today though is DEQ testing, right? That's right? And then this guy goes, hey. Engineer guy on Zoom, you're there. Hey, what is your job and who do you work for really? And the engineer goes, I'm hired by the owner of the property just to get the DEQ test cleared away until the property is approved for building, and then that guy can sell it. And this one, there she is. There she goes, neighbors don't trust that the landowners are going to be honest and not using their property to create sellable mulch. Is there any way to enforce that? And then the planning department guy goes, oh, God, boy, there's no real way to enforce or monitor anything. And then this guy goes, hey, that's 450,000 yards of straight waste removal is yet to be done. It's that would do the math and carry the one. That's 50 full trucks a day for an entire year. There's got to be something we can do to speed that up. Can we at least make them stop sifting the dirt? And the planning department goes, you know, you can't really stop them for doing stuff. Their permit kind of lets them do some stuff like sifting. And then that was it. Discussion ended. Right. And then union agreements for ratification. 3 groups have new contracts for 3 years long, and they all got an average yearly cost of living increase of 3.7%. And this one goes, I move to approve the first contract for the non-union group. And then this guy was, he had something prepared, and he goes, hey, we've compensated city employees fairly for years. Constant raises for all employees need to take a break until the city budget gets back on track, and maybe supervisors and managers the ones that need to get cut. And then this one goes, yeah, I agree with that. Citizens are taking a hit that city employees are not. I'm against this raise. And then this one, she's like, hey, do we really know how much our staff makes compared to other city staff? Do we? And this one says, we've had 25 resignations in the last year, so we obviously need to be paying more or we'll have no services. And then that passed 4-2. The usually. There's the 2. And then they go, we got electrical union contracts for linemen, electrical linemen, you know. And then this guy goes, hey, there's so many union tree trimmers. We subcontract? And the electric guy goes, those are mostly unfilled. Your list you're looking at, so we only have one. We got one tree trimmer. And then this guy goes, hey, electric linemen do dangerous work and should be appreciated. That passed 5-0. She wandered off for that one. And then the clerical union contract. This one says, she goes, so vacancies are paying for most of these salary increases. And the finance lady said, yeah, very much of that is that way. And he goes, oh man, I've been keeping once. What does he say? He goes, oh, vacancies, savings. That's the thing I watch. I watch that. Departments seem to have them on purpose so they can be used for general expenses at the end of the year. So that needs to stop. But then that all passed. And then the city manager, his past performance review. And it was recommended that he is doing a great job, so he should go from pay level 3 to pay level 4, whatever that is. And then this guy goes, hey, city manager is the best. But a raise after 6 months is super fast, so I'm going to vote against it, just so you know. And then this one goes, she goes, hey, once we've agreed to a contract that calls for a raise in 6 months, no one should ever disagree with that afterwards. And so that passed 5-1, of course. He said he wasn't, so that's the one. And then the small wireless facilities ordinance. Okay, this is 5G thing. The FCC law says that no city can ban 5G antennas, but they can reasonably manage their locations around town. So this is an ordinance that's attempting to do that. So first you got your public forum. Lady with green earring says, electromagnetic frequencies are higher levels in Ashland and Medford, and studies show lots of impairment from cell towers, and cell towers can catch fire and get struck by lightning. And another lady said, I wouldn't trust the FCC to check the cell towers, and don't give the public works director too much power. So look, 5G antennas are like the size of a black suitcase, let's say. So the thing is, they need so many more all over the place than just a couple of towers out by the freeway here and there. So the city is trying to keep them on existing city poles. That's kind of what they were aiming for. And there was so much talk about EMFs and all that crazy health stuff that no one's really talking about, like, how many of these 5G suitcases are going up all over the city, and how crazy is that going to look? I mean, it's not even being discussed really. But this one goes. This one says, hey. She goes, hey, it's getting late. Can the attorney rework the language and bring that back? And so they all agreed on that. And then, Travel Ashland asking for its yearly re-upping of their contract for marketing and advertising Ashland to the world. And then this one goes, he goes, hey, what new performance data are you going to report going forward? I feel like we're not getting enough of that. And then Travel Ashland lady said, in October, we're going to have data and reports very specifically. And the city manager says, showing how the marketing is increasing tourism is a new thing for our city, so we're still working on that. And so the Travel Ashland lady said, we're just measuring how many people show up from where and for how long they're staying. And that's all they've been doing. And this one says, you have stepped up, that's for sure, but we need more. And this one says, she goes, hey, I know you are working hard, but with no measurement showing that all that work is actually bringing in any new tourists, we don't know if this is worth the money. And this guy said the same, similar. He goes, I don't feel comfortable with the proof that we're getting results for our money. That $446,000 a year is what that comes down to. And but we don't have a good alternative right now. So it passed 6-1. That was the end of the meeting. You're welcome.